things with fractions. 4 things with fractions. Number 1 is you're going to be required to add them. Number 2 is you're going to be required to subtract them. Number 3 is you're going to be required to multiply them. And lastly, what are you going to be required to do? Divide it. Okay? Now, when you multiply and divide a fraction, the denominator does not matter. Okay? You don't have to have a like denominator. Are you hearing me? When do you have to have a like denominator? When you add or subtract. Okay? So right here, are we adding or subtracting? Adding. Now, are my denominators, remember the denominator is the number on the bottom. Are my denominators the same?
No.
No. Now, can I make 4 look like 12?
Yes.
Yeah, I can. Well, I need to multiply it by something. 4 times what is 12? 3. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 3, but what I do to the bottom, I must do to the
Top.
Since I multiplied 4 times 3, I got to multiply 1 times 3. Got to do it on bottom and top. Now, I don't have to do anything to 1 over 12 because the denominator is already what? Now, 1 times 3 is?
3.
3. So let's erase what we got and write down 3 there. Oops. And 4 times 3 is? 12. Okay? So, now do I have like denominators?
Yes.
Yeah. My numbers on the bottom are the same. So can I add?
Yes.
3 plus 1 is? 4 over what? 12. Now that's another thing. When you add and subtract fractions, the denominator, once you get a like denominator, it stays what it is. Yeah, when you multiply, it changes. Okay? Now, am I done with 4 over 12?
No.
What do I have to do now? Simplify or reduce. Both those mean the same thing. So I need to say, what will go into the top that also goes into the bottom? 4 does. 3 goes into 4. 4 goes into 4 one time, and 4 goes into 12 how many? So 1/3 is your answer. So 1/4 plus 1/12 is 1/3. You understand? Okay? So now I want you to multiply these. Let's act like this is a multiplication sign. Can you multiply those? Now, when we multiply, do we need a common denominator? No. We just multiply across. What's 1 times 1? What's 4 times 12?
48.
And there's your answer. So for me, multiplying fractions is easy. Right? It's a lot easier than adding, isn't it? So now I want you, instead of add, I want you to subtract them. Act like this is a subtraction sign. Subtract them. When I subtract them, I have to get a what?
The common denominator.
So I need to make 4 into 12. So I'm going to have 3 over 12 minus 1 over 12. Now, do I subtract the denominators? No. What's 3 minus 1?
2.
And I'll leave my denominator 12, which is 1 over 6. Now, the last thing we're going to do is divide. Let's act like this is a divide sign. Okay? Now, in divide, you have something called leave,
Change. Flip.
change, and we're going to say flip. Okay? Leave, change, flip. You're going to leave this, change the divide to,
Multiply.
and flip this. So you're going to leave it 1/4, change it to multiply. This circle means multiply. And then flip the second fraction to 12 over 1. And then you're going to just multiply. 1 times 12 equals 12. 4 times 1 equals 4. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Yes?
We could do it easier.
Well, that's how we're going to do it here. Okay? So now I want you to add, subtract, multiply, and divide these fractions. Go. Alright, so since it wants us to subtract, let's subtract first. Okay? We've got 5 over 9. What was that? Minus 1 over 4. We've got to get a what?
Common denominator.
I can't make 4 look like 9, so let's just multiply them together. What's 9 times 4?
36.
Okay? Now, I multiplied 9 times what?
9. 4. 4 times 9.
Listen to me and answer my question. I multiplied 9 times what to make it 36?
4.
So I got to multiply 5 times what?
4.
5 times 4 is 20. Minus, now I multiplied 4 times what?
9.
I got to multiply 1 times what?
9.
20 minus 9 is 11 over 36. And that's your subtracting method. Okay? Now, let's leave the same common denominator and just add them for the adding. What's 20 plus 9?
29.
29 over 36. So there's adding. See how fast that was? Now we got to multiply. 5 times 1 equals 5. 9 times 4 is 36. And so there's your answer multiplying. And lastly, you got to do leave, change, flip to divide. Leave it alone. Change the sign to multiply. And flip 1/4 to 4 over 1. So you've got 20 over 9 as your final answer. Huh? And then you can divide 9 into 20 and you get 2 and 2 9s. Yes?
I thought you said like on the leave change flip thing, like you said like you do the opposite, like minus of the add.
Well, you only leave, change, flip when it's divided. Listen to me. You only leave, change, flip when you're dividing the first divided by the second. You only leave, change, flip when you do dividing the first divided by the second. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Your homework is on the board. Please get started.